Hey, it's James Ray Light, and this is basically a video, just me talking about Kanye West, who, I'm from Chicago, in the general Chicago area. I wasn't born in Chicago, but I'm from Illinois, and my whole family was from Chicago, which is not Chirac, it's actually just Chi-Town. And I just want to say some things. I respect Kanye as a man and as a rapper and as a beat maker, all that kind of stuff. I like his music, some of it. I've watched him since Through the Wire, since that Shaka Khan, Through the Fire video came out. And, with D-Ray going, I'll rap, even with my arm broke. And brothers making fun of him in that video. But what I'm saying is Kanye has said a lot of things that have pissed a lot of people off, and that have been taken so far. He's gone so far away from what is conventional and what is traditional and what's proven in theory and in reality in human history, that I have to correct some of it, at least verbally, because people from Chicago don't think and act like Kanye, okay? Just like they don't think and act like Obama, okay? Because those people are, not those people, but what I'm saying is both of them are the exceptions to the rule. Okay, I like black people. I grew up with black culture. I've been watching it and living out of it for 38 years, okay? So what I'm saying is Kanye West, he started out saying, George Bush doesn't like black people. And it doesn't matter what George Bush, whether the Bushes like black people or not. They're part of the CIA, which they don't like anyone besides Jesus, seemingly, or Southerners. But what I'm saying is it matters that black people like each other and that black people don't shoot each other, okay? Because 95% of the shootings are from black people shooting each other. It's not just from the Bush family. Even if the CIA is putting guns in the neighborhoods, black people are picking them up, okay? And they got to stop picking those guns up and stop shooting each other. That's point one, okay? So black people need to love black people and stop shooting each other. Okay? It doesn't matter about the Bushes. You can't control what other people like or don't like, or what they care about or what they don't care about. Point number two is when he was talking about Taylor Swift and Beyonce at the MTV Movie Awards, which I love Beyonce. She's beautiful. Believe me, I would have liked to marry her. But what I'm saying is she's a great singer, okay? But Taylor Swift is a reasonably, okay pop singer, Southern, whatever. That whole thing he apologized for, so fine. It's like, I don't judge people. I don't care one way or the other. I agree with him that Beyonce should have won. But, it doesn't always go your way. So, if you walk into a casino and lose, and no one should gamble, by the way, because it's a loser's game, you'll always lose. That's why it's called the house always wins. If you don't agree with the hand that's thrown, you can't shut down the casinos, right? So what I'm saying is this, life shows you a hand, and if you can't accept it, you have to at some point. But he can't accept it. Just like Obama, they can't accept anything that is proven that is not in their control. Okay, so the next point, after Taylor Swift and how he's been, treating her rudely, which I don't have any feelings toward Taylor Swift or another. I like the track Bad Blood, but Beyonce is a better singer. I understand that. She's a better artist in my opinion. But Taylor Swift is good. She still sells out, Wrigley Field or wherever she played, the United Center in Chicago. So she's doing her thing. So, I have no feelings one way or another towards any of them. But what I'm saying is that was that. So I like Taylor. She's okay. What I'm saying is, but I love Beyonce too. So what I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is this, though, is the next point is, this stuff with him and Jay-Z, him imitating Jay-Z and him making beats for Rockefeller and him making all this stuff, and Jay-Z's been paying him, That's what New York does. New York sets the trends. They're the bosses, and they pay people from Chicago, because people from Chicago are broke, but they're talented, right? So what I'm saying is he's taken his grievances and his personal drama and his personal problems, and he's talking about this stuff live in concert when you're not supposed to do that, And then even Jay-Z's pissed off because he's like, just shut your mouth, brother. You're talking about personal stuff in a public arena in front of thousands of people, in front of tens of thousands of people. Just shut your mouth, Because that Jay-Z's his boss. So if Jay-Z gave him $20 million, you don't then talk stuff about your boss publicly and then insult someone or talk about their family. You just don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like Kanye doesn't understand basic African and human rules, okay? Of this is how you do something, this is how you not do something. Because I've been watching it. I've been watching it unfold on the media, and if it's all just propaganda, so be it. But what I'm saying is this, is I respect Kanye, but he doesn't understand what he's doing in these aspects. He's a creative artist who is an art school student, right? Who grew up in a row house on the south side of Chicago. And he's a real rapper, and he's a real African. He's real black, all that kind of stuff. I know, I've seen his videos and all that stuff. And what I'm saying is this, I'd rather play bass for him and work with him than ever diss someone, okay? Because I'm not dissing him. I'm saying I support him and I appreciate his music, but what I'm trying to do, because I'm older, I'm 43, and that brother's younger than me, but he's become delusional, okay? So then after the Jay-Z stuff, I've seen all these interviews he made with Charlemagne the God, right? And Charlemagne is cool, even though he wears eyeliner, it's all right. Brother's got a raspy voice. He's cool, though. But what I'm saying is, so I watched the Charlemagne videos, and then Kanye was saying he's the greatest artist of all time. And I was just like, you got to be kidding me. You haven't outsold Michael Jackson, you haven't outsold the Eagles, you haven't outsold Mariah Carey, you haven't outsold Elvis. So in sales, you're not the greatest artist of all time, so how could you say you're the greatest artist of all time? Even Charlemagne was like, yay, really? What about Michael Jackson, yay? What about Whitney Houston? What about Prince, yay? What about Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder? What about, the Eagles? What about Beyonce? What about the Beatles? What about Pink Floyd? What about all those artists, yay? What about Sade? No, it's true. What about Nas? Who's a better rapper than Jay-Z? What about Common? Or he's a better rapper than Kanye. What I'm saying is this, is no one's the best. It's just a community of good artists, okay? And I like rap, and I grew up watching Beat Street in 1983. But what I'm saying is I'm not trying to be Eminem and, be a white lyricist trying to be a rapper, which Eminem has sold a lot. And he's outsold Kanye too, I think. So, it's all good. But what I'm saying is this, he doesn't understand that he's not the greatest of all time. And then he's talking, walking with Charlemagne in California, on top of mountains, insulting people in California's housing. You say, oh, all this housing is whacked in California, which it isn't. It's just housing. Just because he doesn't like Spanish housing, that doesn't mean that it's whack. It just means it is what it is. It's Spanish housing. I'd rather live in California, probably. I like palm trees. I like warm weather. But he thinks he's going to take over all these industries, just like fashion, and his fashion line was terrible. It looked terrible. He's trying to imitate Jay-Z, and Jay-Z's fashion line looked better than Kanye, certainly. Kanye doesn't understand what he's doing. So then he tried to get into politics, right? Or he's thinking that he's going to be president, but he can't even speak for 2 minutes and sound intelligent. Because then he was saying gaffes like, saying things like, slavery was someone's choice. It wasn't someone's choice. The African government sold the Africans to the Portuguese as day laborers or as slaves to work in the tobacco fields and the cotton fields, basically, or to work the fields. Because they were the only people who were strong enough and available, I guess. It had nothing to do with me. But what I'm saying is I totally don't agree with slavery. I hate what's happened to the Africans and what all of these situations have unfolded like this. But I'm saying that. He said that people gave him heat, which they should have, because slavery wasn't a choice. And if he's talking about mental slavery, he thinks now that, I just watched another video, no, it's true, that people are going to stop using language. Like I'm just going to sit here and I'm just going to be like this, and just use psychic ability, and you're going to be able to read my mind, and I'm not going to use words to communicate. But the whole tradition, since the Bushmen of Africa, has been making clicks or making sounds with your tongue. That's why it's called native tongues. And it's native tongues, it's not native psychic ability or native thoughts.